In another storybook, on the nursery rhyme storybook, we read a little story about Humpty Dumpty having a fall. Well, now I have another story about Humpty Dumpty. This one's by Dan Santant, and it's called After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. There's the wall that he fell on, and that's what the book looks like. Let's hear Humpty Dumpty's story now after the fall. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. There he is in the hospital, being put back together. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. See, he has a ladder going up. Look at all the boxes of cereal. He likes cereal. He has a lot of boxes of cereal. I walked past the wall every day and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents could happen. It's scary when you've had an accident and hard to get back to do the same thing again. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. An idea. Look, there's a little paper airplane. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day, I kept trying and trying and trying until I got it just right. Look at that fancy airplane he made. Looks like a bird. My plane was perfect and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. He was watching his plane flying up in the sky with the birds. Yeah. Instead of going on the wall, but he was watching up in the sky. Unfortunately, accidents happen. Uh-oh. What do you suppose happened? They always do. Accidents. Yep. Accidents happen. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. Ooh, he was going to be brave. He didn't want to just watch anymore from the ground. He wanted to go up on the wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it, but I was terrified. It's scary doing something again after you've had an accident, and it makes you a little afraid, but it's a good thing to try. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. There he is, climbing up the ladder. Higher and higher he's going until I was no longer afraid. Look, he made it to the top of the wall. There he is, up with the birds, and there he is standing because it feels so good. He wasn't afraid anymore. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg that got back up. And there he is, all proud. And sometimes that's what we have to do is we have to get back up. I hope you enjoyed this story about Humpty Dumpty after his fall.